Welcome back. Britain is scrambling to deliver booster shots to its citizens to stop the spread of the Omicron COVID variant. This comes as COVID cases in the country hit a record high. Isaac Lee reports.
As Christmas lights are switched on across Britain, the country is facing a COVID crisis that threatens to dampen the festive season. There were 78,600 infections yesterday, the highest daily total since the pandemic began. About 4,600 of the new patients contracted the fast-spreading Omicron variant. Britain now has 10,000 Omicron cases, and there are fears they could rise.
There are several things we don't know, but all the things that we do know are bad. And the principal one being the speed at which this is moving. It is moving at an absolutely phenomenal pace, and therefore between the time that it first starts to really take off in a way people will be able to see and the point when we get to very, very, very large numbers will be quite a short one.
In a bid to stop the spread of Omicron, as well as the Delta variant, which is the dominant strain in England, the government has rolled out booster shots. Everyone over the age of 18 can get a third jab before the end of the month. The army is lending a hand to deal with the rush for jabs. Health experts, however, say booster shots alone are not enough. They accused the government of being reluctant to tighten restrictions because unpopular measures may cost votes. Britain's tally since the pandemic began stands at 11 million, with 147,000 deaths. Isaac Lee, HKIBC.
The U.S. Central Bank is expected to raise interest rates 3 times next year in a bid to tame inflation, now at its highest in nearly 4 decades. The Federal Reserve is also doubling the pace of cuts in bond purchases, with the aim of ending the stimulus program altogether by March.
Beginning in mid-January, we will reduce the monthly pace of our net asset purchases by $20 billion for Treasury securities and $10 billion for agency mortgage-backed securities. We are phasing out our purchases more rapidly because with elevated inflation pressures and a rapidly strengthening labor market, the economy no longer needs increasing amounts of policy support.
Inflation in the United States hit a 39-year high of 6.8% last month. Prices surged mainly because of supply chain disruptions caused by the COVID pandemic meant that strong demand for goods could not be met. The Fed expects supplies to bounce back as the economy improves, but high interest rates may be needed to bring inflation down to its 2% target. Artificial intelligence firm SenseTime Group could relaunch its Hong Kong listing just days after pulling out. The mainland startup withdrew on Monday after it was placed on a U.S. blacklist. But sources say SenseTime could make a fresh bid for a Hong Kong flotation next week. And if it gets the green light, trading should start before the end of the year. The company plans to raise $767 million US. Now let's take a look at the markets. The Hang Seng ended the day up 54 points. To the top 10 active stocks, Tencent was down $3.20. Wuxi Biologics up $8.95, while Alibaba was down 30 cents. BYD Company was up $5.60, while JD.com was down $9. To the forex trading against the Hong Kong dollar, the euro's at 8.81, the pound sterling at 10.42, while the Australian dollar at 5.62. Over in Europe, the London FTSE is currently up by nearly 73 points. The Philippines has begun the official countdown to Christmas, with people in the predominantly Christian country flocking to pre-dawn church services.
There's a big difference between the celebration last year compared to this year, no? Not only in terms of the attendees of the people, but more so of the spirit of the people, no? The spirit within. The physical presence is just a manifestation of what is inside the people, and this is the eagerness to be prepared for the coming Christmas.
The atmosphere was boosted by a marching band. Churches across the capital, Manila, were packed with people attending the dawn service. Last year, the Mass had to be observed via video because of COVID lockdowns. The coronavirus is still gripping the Philippines, but measures have been eased, although churchgoers must observe social distancing. On to the weather now. Rain at first tomorrow before becoming sunny. Be warned that it will be appreciably cooler at night. The top temperature will be 23 degrees, but will drop to as low as 14 degrees this weekend. Now let's take a look at the weather around the world. That's our main news for Thursday night. Join us for more news at 11. I'm Raymond Yeung. Thanks for watching. Good night.